Oops.
Greetings, g'day, and salutations, and welcome, one and all. My name is Michael, I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer, and I am here with, of course, these amazing and wonderfully talented people to bring you something a little different, something a little unique, because this is an RPG that has not even yet hit stores. We are going to be testing out and playing with the author of Forge, the TTRPG setting where you are going to be forging your characters as you play. Allow me to introduce you, ladies and gentlemen, to Ricky Martinez. Ricky, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. Thank you for the introduction. I'm a proud father of a 3 and 4-year-old, and I have come up with a system because I want people to be able to get into new systems quickly and easily. So the system is completely designed on just jumping into the system. It's so much so that the players did not even read the rule book. They don't even know the rules, and we're still going to fly through the system quickly and easily. So that's the bonus of this, and I've specifically chosen a campaign where you can build any character, and they're going to build their own specific species. It could be anything. There's no limits to the system. So it's a point-based system, and you're able to create anything, and in this campaign, they're going to be making their own species. So if you want to introduce your character, feel free.
Fantastic. Yeah, no, absolutely. Okay, so as you guys know, as I said, my name is Michael, I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer, and I'm going to be playing Owen, who is who's a person who is setting out as a father to two beautiful daughters and is currently happily married. He is looking for some extra money for various reasons, which you will find out as we play. He's an athletic sort of individual who is good-natured, and he was a pro boxer, but due to an injury to his eye, was left having to retire quite early in his career. But he does his part. He does well. He works at a canning factory and, you know, makes ends meet for family members and stuff. And yeah, he's an all-round good dad. That's Owen. I'm now going to toss the ball to our next wonderful player. Boom, Mr. Robert Hartley.
Hello, everyone. I'm Robert Hartley, GM, professional Dungeon Master, TTRPG player, full-time nerd. You can find me everywhere at Robert Hartley, GM. And also you can find me GMing for the Viva la Dirt League comedy group. Today I will be playing Gurgle. Gurgle is a nickname for this gentle giant. He is 6'6". He's a tall, muscular gentleman with a big beard and a big personality. He's very brave. He's very friendly. He's very loyal. But he's also a little bit quiet, a little bit gullible. He studied mechanical physics and is pretty good at knowing that sort of thing. But anything outside of that, he's not the brightest. He doesn't know the first thing about chemistry or biology. He doesn't know the first thing about zoology or astronomy or anything to do with thermodynamics, any of that stuff. So he is technically a scientist, but only in his very strict field of science. He's not the smartest or wisest, but he's very lovable and very huggable. And I will throw the introductions down into the other corner over there to Quinn.
Hi, hello. Oh, come here. Sorry. Throat's just. I should probably drink water. That's probably right. I'm Detective Tato. I am a voice actor and I work in film for the most part. I really only do TTRPGs when I see basically this crew, so I don't get to play very much very often anymore. I'm going to be playing Quinn, and he's like a street smart, kind of like Aladdin / like Robin Hood type. Whatever that would be inside the modern economy. I'm just a gig worker, you know, basically staying alive somehow. Have no idea how I got on this trip. We're just rolling along with it, of course. I'm really excited. It's gonna be fun. He's not a very bright guy. He's just like he's basically just me. Because basically when you don't know what character to make, you just insert yourself inside a character. Yeah, he's like he's a swift guy, tends to have a pretty what's it called? He's not the brightest toolbox. Or wait, tool in the toolbox. There we go. That's how we do that.
He's not the brightest tool in the toolbox.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's still not the saying.
Oh, he's not the sharpest light bulb in the workshop.
I know words, but yeah, that's Quinn. And then last but of course not least, I'm gonna throw it over to AJ.
Hi, hello. My name is AJ Winters. I am a dungeon master, role player, and world builder from Western Australia. Same city as Dag, which is cool. Don't know what I'm saying anymore. I play D&D from this studio that I'm currently in. But today I am so excited to be playtesting this system, and I've decided to go with the cute and short and cuddly 72-year-old Bethina, who snuck onto this ship because her daughter had a cold this morning, and she thought, you know what, I'll just take my daughter's place. We relatively look the same. They do not.
Relatively.
Yep, you got me. You got it. They, you know, she can pass as her daughter. It'll be fine. Not to mention that this is like a very long space journey, and they could have maybe just waited a day for the daughter to not have a cold. But Bethina didn't think that through. Also, she is a scientist because that was part of the stipulations. So, she is not only a chef and a cook, but dabbles in chemistry and biology because her late husband did. And so she thinks she knows enough about that to survive on a spaceship. That's who I'm playing today. Good luck, everyone.
Great introductions, everybody. That was more than enough that anybody would need to do to get into this game as far as backstory. So that was incredible. Great job, everybody. Also really enjoy the setup that Dag has offered here. I'm going to get right into the opening, if everybody's okay with.
Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to show you guys the journal. Does that pop up for you guys?
Mm-hmm.
It did.
So this is a handout for the opening. Earth has discovered a planet with life on it. It's Zenub 1099. It was found in the Zenub galaxy, and it's the 1099th planet observed. And a team, we finally have the technology to do this, so they've offered a team of 360 people to come on board, including you four. It was on a voluntary basis because it's likely that when you return, nobody is going to be on the planet when you return. It's 100 light years away, and since the fastest speed of travel is light, that it's going to take 100 years to travel there and 100 years to travel back. And you're going to be in cryo sleep, so you'll only age 3 months for the entire process, but the home is not going to be the same. So they've asked for volunteers. People with specific skills were chosen. You are the four among them that have been chosen. And you'll be aboard the Serenity, a peaceful voyage going to the first mission ever to contact extraterrestrial life, a new reach in the human evolution. Although evidence of animals is absent, plant life, similar to what we have on Earth, is clearly evident and is expected to be millions of years old. This means possible bacteria and parasites that have evolved to eat those plants. You have already succeeded the training needed to go on the mission. First mission details will be given immediately aboard the ship. You are expected to say goodbye to your family, as the mission is expected to take over 200 years. When you return, most likely nothing will be the same. You'll be in cryo sleep, so no aging. There is a huge chance, from what your team has discussed, that after the mission, your team will be heading back with a larger expedition that brings animals to help improve the evolution of the planet and intermingle our DNA with the planets in hopes that if our planet ever became uninhabitable, then we would have a habitable planet to go to. There's four specific phases. You'll read those phases during the travel there, and all 360 team members will be trained fully on flight. All operations of the craft, you won't have any specific things that you can't do. You're able to do all of them, and all members will be given plenty of time to say goodbye to their families. I said, if you would like to go say goodbye to them now, feel free. We'll start off with Owen.
So Owen has dressed himself in the uniform for the voyage. As he puts on his shoes, he is sitting on his bed. His wife sort of sitting behind him, arms kind of like, sort of on his shoulders. I know this is difficult. It may take a long time before we can really truly come to terms with what is about to happen, but it is what is right. The canning factory can only pay so much, and this voyage, they need people who are scientists as well as those who can do labor work. It is a very difficult choice we have to make. But if Sarah needs her operation, and she needs money for the treatments, then there is no decision that any good father wouldn't make here. My love, these last 20 years with you by my side have been the most meaningful and most special that any man could have ever endured. And he kisses her on the cheek, tears kind of salting the side of it as he looks at her in the eyes. Just know this: even though I may sleep for the next 200 years, you will always be in my dreams. And he embraces her and kisses her one last time. On his way out, the heavy footsteps begin to walk past his children's rooms. The first he opens, his teenage daughter is asleep in bed. As he opens the door, he looks at her and walks over to her bed. Marie, I'm so sorry. I know that it must be hard and you must not really understand what is going on, but know that I love you. And I wish I could have seen you grow into the wonderful woman I know you will be. And he kisses her on the head and leaves. There's kind of this soft moment where Maria is just kind of pretending to be asleep, not quite knowing what to say or what to do. Angry, frustrated, confused, as most teenagers tend to be. And in the last room he walks, he goes to his daughter Sarah. You can see that she's in bed and tucked away. She is gently asleep. And you can see that there's this large kind of machine attached to her heart and some tubes that seem to run into it to a kind of like this large like device by the side of her bed. He sits down and, kind of just softly holds her for a while. He says nothing. He just, in that last moment, just embraces and feels everything, all of his emotions. And instead of letting it bring him down, he gives it to them. He pours all of the love he has in his body in that moment into his daughter, into his wife, into his child, and into the life that he had here, that he now says farewell to. And finally he walks out that threshold, ready to embark on something undescribable.
Can we get a slow clap?
Thank you.
Very well done. Very well done.
Yeah, good luck killing my character now.
That makes it more
easier to kill your character now.
That's
what do you
true.
mean?
That's
So
true,
much
but then
more
everyone will
interesting
hate you for it.
Yeah, good
You've never
storytelling.
seen a story before?
I mean, if we're all in the Serenity, I mean, you're just about to.
It's true.
What was it?
Yeah.
Things are gonna go bad.
I don't worry, guys. I'll be the pilot and everything. I'm a leaf on the wind.
Got
It'll
it.
be fine.
Leaf on the wind.
All right. So who's next?
Gurgle.
In contrast to the touching moment, Gurgle doesn't really have family. He has chosen family. He has friends. So we just see Gurgle the night before the trip. They're out in a rugby field, and they're just hanging out with the boys, the gang, the boys, the fellas. They've all got stupid names like, I don't know, like Knees. Gurgle. There's one called Knees. There's one called Ribbit. It's those things that it's like they've been calling each other this for so many years that they've forgotten really what the story was behind why they got the nicknames. And they're basically all a little bit drunk, and they've just been throwing a ball around, and now that it's gotten to the end of the night and they're just kind of lying down in the grass talking, like having deep and meaningfuls as boys can only do when they've had some alcohol in their system, if they're the boys. And he's looking up at the stars and saying, I'm gonna be up there. I'm gonna be at, I think I'm going to that one. And they're like, that's the moon, Gurgle. No, the one No, the one the one next to it, not that one. Not the big one. The other one, that one. I'm gonna go to that one. Didn't you say you were off to Zenob 1099? Yeah, that's over there, Gurgle. How are you so fucking stupid about your astronomy? You're an astronaut. Yeah, well, I'm not even to navigate, am I? I'm just on the ship. Don't shut up, knees. Just throw an empty can at him, and it's just banter like that for the rest of the night as they just have a laugh, and then eventually one of them, Ribbit's like, "We're gonna miss you, man," and goes, "Ah, thanks, Ribbit. Just name your kid after me, and hey." And he goes, "I'm not naming my kid Gurgle." It's like, "No, not Gurgle, you moron. My real name." And he goes, "Oh, wait, what is your real name?" And Gurgle's like, "Oh, well, that's nice. No, you don't get to know it. No, if you don't know it, you don't get to know it." And then Gurgle stands up and he goes, "It's been a pleasure, fellas." And he gives him one of these clasps, brings him in for a hug, and then I better be off. I really shouldn't turn up wasted. And he just sort of stumbles off of the field and stumbles back home.
Very nice.
I believe it's you, Bon.
Quinn is another night before interaction. He's packing up and looking around his room. He's got a small little backpack full of trinkets, small little childhood toys, little gifts that his friends have given him. And Molly's walking in. Molly's one of the other kids. I forgot he's at an orphanage. I forgot this. He helps run an orphanage. Uh, that's the reason why he's doing a bunch of part-time gigs, because he's a good old kid who's trying to do the best for everyone. And Molly walks in. So how long are you gonna be gone? Well, I think for a while. They said they take care of everything here, and it costs a lot of money to run an orphanage, and I want to make sure you guys have the best life. Are you gonna be able to send messages while you're there? I I don't really know. Um, I think so, maybe. I don't know how you'll get them. I actually don't know how. Well, they said I'd be sleeping for a long time, so I'll send some messages spread out. How about that? Yeah, I think everyone would like that. Tyler comes in, pushing it along. Quinn, you can't just leave us like that. You sure? I mean, I got a new board game you can play together. Uh, Mr. Owen just got us a new one. Oh, guys, I really wish I could. How about this? You send me videos of you guys playing the game anytime you think about me, and how about can I take a piece? Yeah, yeah, that sounds good. You can take a piece. There's this one right here. It's a little goat. It's the one you really liked a lot, right? Yeah, I love goats. Passes him over a little token, little miniature of Quinn's favorite animal, a goat. He's stubborn just like you. Yeah, yeah, he's stubborn just like me, buddy. How about this? I'll catch up with you guys when I can, and um, you guys will get my messages when I'm out there, okay? You guys live a good life, and be sure to take care of everyone, all right? I'm not gonna be around. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, okay. I love you guys. And he just kind of has everything prepped for the next day and goes to sleep.
Well, since that was another heartfelt one, in complete contrast to Tato's, Bethina doesn't say goodbye to her family or friends. Bethina sneaks onto a spaceship and leaves a letter that says, "Darling, make sure you eat the soup. I shan't be long. Don't worry too much about your job today. I'll do it for you. Love, Mother." And that's it. That's all that she leaves.
I really
Yes,
look forward to Bethina waking up and realizing what's happening, realizing the seriousness
100
of the
years later.
situation.
So,
Am I going home now?
so what I'm
What?
hearing is the last thing Bethina did was lie to her daughter.
No, she
Not lie.
no, not at all.
Well, you're not going to be
She
back
said,
soon, are you?
I'm gonna
She didn't
take
know.
you. Well, she didn't know. She didn't lie. She just said, I'm gonna do your job for you today, which was to go on a spaceship into cryosleep.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Just taking a really long nap.
But
That's all.
Bethina was right on the age limit. You were 1 year older, and you wouldn't have been allowed.
I took my
could you-
daughter's ID.
I like it. I like it.
What's your daughter's name?
That's crazy.
My daughter's name is Kendra.
Kendra. So it's Kendra that we're expecting when we all wake up.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Kendra looks
Is your
like
suit gonna say Kendra?
my suit's gonna say Kendra, and my ID looks at least 30 years younger.
So we're
than
basically going to
mine,
just
so-
sit there and freak out, going, "Oh my God, the cryo didn't work."
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
I'm scared. I'm scared. What do I look like? Tell me what I look like.
Accurate.
So you all, you all suit up. You get in your gear, and one by one you walk in a file line into the spacecraft to your designated seats that you lock in your buckles, and they say, "All right, stay seated while we perform the checks. This is going to be about 1.5 hours. 1.5 hours, T minus 1.5 hours. I think that's how it works. Anyway, so you guys get strapped in, buckled up, while they perform their preparations. You guys are waiting for the roar of the engine, and one of the members aboard says, "Man, although there's not any animals there, it'd be great if there were some animals, wouldn't it? I think there could even be dragons up there. What do you think? I mean, could you imagine? I mean, the species evolved separate than Earth,
Oh,
so
that'd be
we don't
great.
know what to expect. So
Yeah.
what do you think? Owen? What would your animal be?"
I think dragons are a bit big, dearie. Maybe something a lot. So I'm partial to a squirrel. I think squirrels. But I guess a squirrel isn't very fierce. You want something more fierce, like a dragon. Maybe a fox. A fox is kind of like between a squirrel and a dragon.
Eh?
Well, I am confused as to how a squirrel is somewhere between a fox and a dragon, or a fox is between a squirrel and a dragon. It seems like
Because squirrels are small and dragons are big and foxes are about this big.
Yes, he gets it.
So it's purely a size thing. Well, size doesn't always matter. Did you know that there are some deep sea creatures as well, deep biological creatures which are very strong indeed. The mantis shrimp, for example, has the strongest, physical punch. It actually is almost like a bullet.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. It creates a small impact. That
No,
is
I could punch something harder than a shrimp.
Well, I mean, probably not.
I
I
mean,
mean, it creates a small vacuum of like energy that explodes.
I can punch harder than a vacuum as well.
It's not.
I've been
it's
hit with
not
a
the kind
vacuum
of.
cleaner.
It's not a. True. I mean, look, you're not wrong about the things that you are saying, but I think you're not quite understanding the.
What would you? What do you think's punched harder than a shrimp then?
I mean, I could punch harder than a shrimp, but like
I think a lot of things could punch
Yeah.
harder than a shrimp.
gorillas punch harder than shrimps.
Also, we never clarified. Is it like the big dragon or like small dragon? Because small dragons exist too. What type of dragon were we talking about when we thinking of this?
Yeah, exactly. Like he said, small dragons could exist. They could be a small little floaty dragon, like
Oh, what about them?
you know what I mean.
What about them? What are they called? They're like lions, but they've got like mouths. They're like lions with mouths.
I think all lions have mouths, dearie.
Oh, yeah. I meant like human mouths though. They're like human face mouth, like they're called chimeras or something, I think, or or something like that. Like
A chimera? A chimera.
chimeras, yeah. Them's have like lion bodies and lion heads and lion tails. They'd
No,
be
I
pretty
think
cool.
you're describing a
like
lion,
the Sphinx?
Lucio.
Yeah, but like lions with mouth, like with a mouth.
Are you
Like in
perhaps,
Egypt?
Are you talking about perhaps a manticore? You know, with the human
That's it!
face and the
Yeah,
lion. Yeah,
that's it. Manticores would be cool, something like that.
You know, I
Yeah.
think my favorite. I really need to see. I wonder if they got like weird goats, because goats are cool.
A
know
weird
why.
goat.
Goats are pretty cool.
Why
Yeah,
a
like-
weird goat? Why is it
'Cause-
weird?
Because it's like a space goat, so it's gonna be
Hmm.
weird.
All right.
Would it make space feta? Feta cheese from a space goat.
I,
It'd be like spacey.
you know, I want to try that now. I want to try space goat cheese. Can we try that? Is
Yeah.
that a thing?
Yeah.
I'm just glad this flight is only an hour and a half. I've got a very small bladder.
Oh, I think you're mistaken there. It's actually it's gonna be a lot longer than an hour and a half. I
Oh,
think you might have
well, I've packed
got
snacks.
some numbers wrong there.
I'll be fine.
Is it in your suit?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. I'm curious to see how that's gonna. Yeah, no, that's gonna be fine. Yeah,
Would you
Yeah,
like
I'll be
a
fine.
cookie?
kind of do. What type of
All
cookies? you
right.
got?
I've got shortbread cookies. Would you like a shortbread one? I've also got a chocolate filled with cream.
Oh, you guys
Um,
hear a countdown. The 1 hour and a half is up. You guys hear all checks are ready. Ladies and gentlemen, take your seats. Anybody previewing, we are ready to launch the first world reach of a new dynamic. We're gonna touch a planet with actual life and prove we're not the only living beings in this universe. We head off in 10, 9,
Pretty cool.
Jeez, yeah, just
7.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Oh man, I'm like really gassy. Oh, is this normal?
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
3, 2,
Let's go right
One.
Oh, he threw up.
the engines start roaring. The spaceship rockets shoot beneath you. You can feel the G's already. The G's start increasing as the spacecraft lifts off. You guys are
a napkin.
feeling the G forces. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was a successful launch. Everybody safe. We're checking in. From here on out, you guys are going to be taking light speed precautions. Please read your manuals. In an hour, you guys will be entering light speed. Once entering light speed, we will not be able to have comms with you. You may be able to message us, but we won't be able to talk to you until our messages have caught up to you once you've reached the planet Zenub 1099. So please read your
that was
manuals.
awesome.
it was a
That
lot of
was
fun.
awesome. Oh,
Is there like a
Tea?
window?
Would
or
anyone
something?
like a tea? I bought a
Yeah, there's lots of
thermostat.
windows.
Tea?
Owen will look out the window and kind of see if he can see like Earth from out the window.
Yep.
Uh,
You see Earth slowly getting smaller as you guys are traveling away.
it is hard to believe, isn't it?
that's
That
pretty awesome.
yeah, everything we knew before today was all there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Makes
Yeah,
That
you
you-
can
is
see your
wow.
house.
It's I think it's there. Like there.
Oh yeah. Is it the green one?
It is the green one. How did you? How the hell did you see that?
I've got good eyes.
Well, evidently you've got good
You've
eyes.
got a lot of good things.
Huh?
What?
Oh, yeah. Wow. That's amazing. What do we do now? Oh, read the manual, yeah?
Yes, yes.
I'm gonna get my manual up
Oh,
and start
yes,
flicking it.
yes.
Does anyone have like a napkin around?
You vomit. Chuck. Up, Chuck. Up, Chuck. That's your new name. Up, Chuck.
I mean, can we unfasten ourselves? Is that like, or do we
Right.
have to?
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh, I'm
yeah.
already walking around.
Oh yeah, cool. All right, yeah, I'm gonna go try and find something to help Quinn. Like see if I can find like someone with like some rags and stuff, clean up his face.
Oh, thanks for the help. Oh God, it's
Yes, no worries. Look, it happens to the best of us, huh? It's not like anyone. It's not like people have never thrown up before in their lives, eh?
Yeah,
I
you
threw
know-
up this morning.
Oh, right. After you take off, your training took place on an exact replica of this ship, so you're familiar with the equipment. Oh, yes, kind of. Once flight is stabilized, team members will have their last meal before getting into their cryo beds.
Oh shit! What's for food?
I haven't
well-
cried in my bed in a while.
I also I don't like the wording of the last meal. You know,
Last meal.
just
Yeah.
a very very ominous way to say it. Okay.
I think it just means before we arrive, dearie. Each bed is marked with a number that has been assigned to each individual. There are 2 members that are to be awake at all times. You shall take rotating. What? Sorry, I'm a bit hard of sight. There we go. You shall take turns rotating each other out of sleep. I'll rotate any of you. It's fine. You can break your 6 months. 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What?
6 months of awake time. That's what they told us.
Graham, did you read the contract?
This is just easy. It's
Yeah.
what we've talked about this dozens of times. 6 months of awake time. We rotate each other out. We've been through all this already. Something happens to your partner, you wake up another one from sleep, and if someone dies, you split the remaining time between people. It's all stuff we've gone over. Just make sure that no more than 2 people at once, because then they eat too much food.
Right.
I had my niece's birthday on Sunday.
What?
What?
It continues on to give chores, stuff that you're going to be doing on the ship, and things like that.
Easy peasy. Lots of things to do. Let's have a look here. Once you arrive at destination, blah blah blah. Orbit things, chart list, check the biodome, food growth and all that. Clean things, vital passengers, eat meals, brainstem, all that stuff. Yeah.
But look here. You apparently we cannot send messages, but we will be able to receive them. So if your niece has a birthday coming up on Sunday, you may be able to send a birthday message, eh? Perhaps.
Yeah, I'm not good with the video calls.
That is okay.
But
I can help you send a message. This is no worry.
yeah, maybe I'll just leave it. 'Cause yeah, I didn't quite realize it was 6 months' time, and I may have made an oopsie, and that's.
What do you mean you didn't realise? We went over it like 100 times in training.
Yeah, it's about the training. Technically, I haven't done the training. You see, it was my daughter was coming aboard the ship, and she had a cold this morning. She had a right old fever, and so I thought, we look practically the same. I could just do her job for her, and she could
Your
rest.
daughter, I mean, your daughter's like 12, isn't she?
No. My daughter's daughter is 12. My
What?
daughter
How does your daughter
Kendra
have it? What?
is 46.
I think what
Graham,
is
how long did it tell you that the job was for? Did you ask your daughter how long the trip was for?
She talks at me a lot of the time, and sometimes I nap on the couch while she's speaking. I didn't really pay attention.
You're not Kendra?
Oh no, my name's Bethina. I'm Kendra's mother.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
nice to meet you, Bethina.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
Google.
lovely to meet you too. You are very handsome, Gurgle.
Oh,
Well,
thank you.
it is very nice to meet you, Bethina. But this could be very problematic. There is no turning back from this thing endeavor.
Yeah, I've realised that reading the manual.
But I think more importantly, you might want to sit down for this. You see,
I didn't get up, dearie.
well,
My
I mean,
hips-
it's a figure of speech.
Oh,
But the journey is not only the 6 months. This is just a relative time for us to be able to perform the duties and tasks between here and the location we are going to.
right.
Outside of this spaceship, where we will be traveling, several hundred years will have passed on Earth.
Oh. What?
I don't know how better to put it, but the life that you have left behind, your daughter, your granddaughter, once this job is finished, they will not be there.
They'll all be gone, mate.
Oh.
I'm very sorry. This is
It's pretty fucked. And they just let you on the ship.
I charmed the guard, the security
It-
team.
it really.
Actually, I brought them cookies. I will say they're
Huh,
really delicious.
This is very concerning about the integrity
No,
of the people who
no,
are.
no! Don't worry about it. They were very sweet boys. Very sweet boys. You know, you put on a little bit of a smile. You show a little bit of cleavage. You give them cookies. It's fine.
How you like? Are you physically? You all right? You got like
Yeah,
dodgy knee or nothing?
Yeah, no, I'm strong. I'm strong. I'm sprightly.
No dodgy hip. Your
Come
heart's, your ticker's doing all right.
No, my knees shake a
That's just
little,
fine then.
but if you like bubble wrap,
All right.
it's kind of the
Number
same
6 on the
sound.
chore. Work out. Come on, everybody up.
All right, we can work out. I like sweating.
Come on, Quinn. Up you get. Also, Owen, where are you from?
Me, I am from New York. Why?
Oh, no worries. Just thought I detected an accent.
Maybe I have a little accent. I spent some time abroad, but
Right.
you know, it happens from time to time. But Tina, are you sure you're okay? I mean,
Look, she says she's all right, Owen. She's all right.
You've got
Check
to
your
make
vitals. Look,
you've got to make the
vitals.
best of a bad situation, Mr. Owen. You know, I'm
She's
on
taking
a
the
ship
news
for
pretty well.
hundreds of years, but when I return, maybe I'll have great grandchildren that I can spoil. You know, you got to see the positives.
Returning, yeah.
Owen. Owen actually does smile at this notion. It's the positivity that beams from this woman is just like very infectious, and he'll say, "You know what? Perhaps you're right. All right." And he says, "All right, Gurgle. It seems as though we have a contest on our hands." And
Yeah.
Owen's gonna drop to the ground and start doing like one-armed push-ups, and just.
All right. I already did a warm up, but I can do it again.
Right. Oh, it's been a while, eh? Think it's good to
I
keep
mean, not for me.
stretching?
I think it's very funny when nerds do workouts on screen.
All right. Now, Gurgle, this is where it starts to
we
get
touch so
difficult.
much grass.
This is where it gets difficult, Gurgle. All right, you ready? Okay, here we go. All right.
Go to 0.
All right, there we go. All right, Gurgle. Work those muscles. That's it. Yes. Yeah, that's it.
You want some more tea? I'll pour you some more tea.
Oh, I'd love some more tea. I love tea in a show. I love watching fit men do exercise.
Oh yeah, we'll just watch them work out. That seems like that's all them. Thank you.
All right, we're done number 6 workout. We
Would you
took
like
that off
another
for all of us.
cookie?
Oh yes, I'd love it.
We've got to eat 3 meals now. It's number 4 on the list.
I think
We're
it
really
just
keeping
means
meals.
every day, dearie, not right at this moment. Though with your size, you could probably consume a lot.
Oh, yeah, probably. Yeah, you're probably right. Eat 3 meals per day. So what else we got? Check tire pressure, or what? Like what sort of pressures? Oh, the pressures of the. Oh yeah, I remember. I'm gonna go check the biodome for proper food. What was it? Proper food growth and operation.
Should someone go with him? That seems like a bit of a mighty task.
Quinn, why don't you accompany Gurgle?
I'll come with you, Gurgle.
Oh, okay. So Graham's gonna go.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
yeah.
Oh,
I'm going. Oh, okay.
What's
No, I
happening?
got it. Yeah, that's fine. I'll head out.
Okay.
Let's go, Gurgle. Wait, well, Gurgle's on your. Is that? Did you get them to put your? Wait, is Gurgle your real name?
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's not, but they put Gurgle because I told them it was my real name.
Oh, that's.
Yeah, I told them it was a surname, and then they said they started looking like, is it your surname? And they looked weird, so I implied that I was a foreigner, and then it would be racist to ask me about my last name, and so they just ignored it.
Right. Well,
That's.
Oh my god.
It's a good play. Yeah.
well, if Gurgle and Quinn are performing the tasks, then according to the manual, it means the two of us should make our way to the cryos chambers for.
Oh yeah, I could use a nap.
Over the intercom, they say, Houston here. We wish you guys Godspeed as you enter light. At this point, number 1 and number 2 shall be awake, and everybody else needs to enter their bed while you count down for cryosleep.
And we have our numbers somewhere. Do we know the numbers of who
I
we
think
are?
it's just allocated, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to be in numbers together, then that's fine. Otherwise, I'm just there's events that are gonna happen, and I'm just gonna wake you up
Sure,
one by
cool.
one for each
Sure.
event.
Yeah.
Cool. Sounds good.
Sweet.
Voice.
All right.
Did anybody want to be partners during the awake time?
We sent Gurgle and
Metal
Quinn
Now's
to.
volunteer.
Yeah, we sent Gurgle and Quinn to go and check on the food supplies, and me and Bethina will go have a cryo nap.
Did you guys want to wake up together or no?
I don't mind.
Oh yeah.
However it goes.
Yeah, however.
Should
it
we
goes.
However
roll
it
for
goes.
it? Should we roll to see who wakes up
'Cause
together?
it's not. 'Cause
Oh,
it's
it's
not
true. We
just
do have dice.
like how many people on this crew?
360. I read the
360.
manual.
Thank you.
I forgot to scroll down.
Yes, the 6 months is the total time for traveling all the way there and all the way back. So it's 3 months of awake time. So you're gonna be waking up multiple times for this 100-year travel, but you only do a couple days at a time. If multiple people were to have injuries and couldn't be awakened, then you guys divide the time up amongst yourselves how you guys see fit. The first two to take the cockpit, obviously have the manual open right there, but there's also a captain's log there for everybody who is up. You're supposed to record all of the signs and send that back using the catapult emitter. So we can send messages back behind us using a catapult, and that allows us to send messages, although they're a little bit slower to reach Earth. They'll eventually reach them. And you also notice that there's a question on the captain's log, and it says if the spacecraft were to be damaged or something like that, an emergency happened, and we had to stay on planet Xena 1099, what would be our first actions to restore civilization on the planet, or to create civilization on the planet?
What a spicy question.
Well, we've got a bang.
So if you're awake, feel free to write your answer on the log.
Hmm.
Wait, do we have a log? Where's the log? Is it a
Yeah,
journal?
for the log.
It's just there in the cockpit.
Oh. All right, we're role playing this one. This is RP in this. Okay, go.
Yeah, I wondered if you were meaning in real life we're writing things down.
Also, are you writing things or are we typing things?
Are we saying this
you
out
can just say
loud?
you can just say them out loud. You can
It
just
might
say
be
them
a
out loud.
video.
Oh, a video
log.
thing. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Video log. Captain's log. Who's awake then?
I rolled a d4 to find out. Quinn rolled
Yeah,
a 1, I rolled a 2.
All right. What does it mean? I got a 1 also.
Then you are with Quinn, I'm assuming, which is exactly what happened in the roleplay.
So
Perfect.
the dice are
good,
like,
yeah. So
why,
you two
why
are
are we needed?
you two are
decided.
awake. You're the first two awake.
Sweet. And the question, the log of the day is, if we happen to get stranded on Xenob, how do we set up civilization or something?
Yeah.
What was the
Yes, yes.
what was the
What
wording
what
of
would
it?
be your first steps? What would be your first steps to restore civilization? If we were to crash land and we had nothing, but we had to start from scratch, what would be the first important things that you would do to make sure that civilization was restored and we could
You
live on
need
the planet?
you need a good source of food and drink, obviously, and shelter from weather.
Yeah, yeah.
And after you got
Top three,
food,
right?
drink, and shelter, you'd need to start banging so that there's more of us.
Yeah, yeah. Probably,
Great.
yeah. See if the food is actually edible. How close is this? Basically parallel, right, to Earth, right, in terms of livability. So we're just trying to figure out what's
Yes. I'm into
toxic and not toxic, I guess.
Yeah. So find out which
it's an exact
mushrooms you
replica.
can eat.
Actually, here's the map. Here's the map of the. Show that to the players. I'm sorry. If you click on the map, it'll zoom out. You can see the full image. For zoom in, and then also what we know about the planet. The planet's chemistry is mostly nitrogen, like Earth. It has all the alkaline metals, and most of the ground is made of silicones and sulfates, just like Earth is as well. It's almost an identical copy of Earth, and already has signs of vegetation. It's perfectly suited for life as we know it. It even has seasons the same way Earth does.
Sweet.
Hmm.
Yeah. So just check. It's even got a floating island, same way Earth does. Yeah, it's so you just go around, find out which mushrooms you can eat that like are good for you and which ones will give you trips and stuff. Find out which animals you can eat. Wait, no, there's no animals. So you don't get hunted by lions and that then. So we'd be fine with that. So it's really just a case of finding food and drink and then banging.
I'm kind of, yeah. I think if there's vegetation, there's probably life, right? Because basically the same as Earth. Also, I don't have like a degree in anything. I'm just a supply guy. So I'm just running
Oh.
things around. I don't really.
All right.
Yeah.
You just I thought everybody here was brought on because they were scientists.
Well, it was a volunteer thing, and they paid a lot of money. So I just said yes.
Yeah. Cool. What do you reckon? What do we need to survive with? You're a supply guy, so what supplies do we need?
I mean, a lot of it's basically on the ship, right? As long as we don't tear this thing apart, we'll have everything we basically need.
What if we do though? What if it smashes? What if we crash land and the ship's all like buggered?
Do you mean like all of it, or do you mean like if it's just scattered out and we can see it from where we land if we survive?
I don't know. What if
we weren't able to return back home, if we had to stay on the planet.
Yeah, like if the ship explodes like it from that Fast and Furious movie.
Yeah, Vin would have a plan, obviously, of course.
Yeah, because we're all family. Like all 360 of us we're family.
Yeah, you're right. You're pretty right, Gurgle. Yeah, I mean, you covered it, right? You just gotta make sure we find vegetation. I'm kind of scared about the What do you think it's gonna look like when we get down there?
Probably like it'd be like Earth vegetables, but it'd be like weird colors. Like the carrots will be purple, and like the potatoes will be blue.
Have you ever tried a purple potato?
No.
No, they're really tasty. It's like
you guys can hear the music, right?
Yeah, I can't hear the music. No.
Well, it's like spacey, just like atmospheric.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So wait, have you already been there?
No.
But they've got purple potatoes.
No, they got them on Earth.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Who brought the purple potatoes back to Earth? I thought we were the first ones to go.
No, it's on Earth. It's from Earth.
Oh, so we sent them purple potatoes before we've gone.
I think we're planning them, right? We have a spot.
Oh, we're bringing them now. Right, yeah, purple. So we need to plant the potatoes. That's one of the first things we do. Plant the purple potatoes.
Yeah, I think that's a good plan.
He writes that down.
On your guys's checks, you guys come across something weird. The projection that you guys are off is off by approximately 0.000238 degrees. When you guys do the math, you checked it a couple times. You can't. There's no explanation why. It just seems like maybe there was a rounding error or something at the time.
0.000238 degrees. That should be
Is
all right. Yeah, that's not
that's-
very much.
I don't think that.
And
You have to log that, or what do we do?
Yeah, log that and send that back to Earth. And then it's your turn to wake up your next two, which I think includes Bethina, right?
Yes.
Are we going Bethina and Owen?
Quinn and Quinn and Gurgle definitely do not log that. I did log that. Did you log that?
I didn't.
We just forget to log that.
You got one job. You got one job.
Google, as I mentioned, is really good with like kinematic equations and stuff. And usually in that area of physics, I speak from experience, an error bar of 0.000238 is nothing. And so they do not realize that the trajectory of a 100-year course, if off by 0.0, will have them out by light years when they get to the other end. So yeah, he's just like, oh, that's a little amount.
I'm good at planning things, so I'm a good farmer. That's all I got there. I'm just gonna. Farming has no idea what this type of numbers. He's just like, oh, cool.
I think I put it down with like Google puts it in the log, but he puts it in the same log as he was writing the stuff about the purple potatoes and the food and drink. So his log basically reads food dash plant purple potatoes, drink, shelter, and then banging. And then down the bottom it says 0.000238 degrees, and then no context for it. And then he goes and wakes up
I love
somebody, Owen, Bethina, whoever.
Yeah.
That was the best.
Graham, it's your turn.
You're up. You got 6 months to
Oh.
potter around the ship. Well, not 6 months now, but like.
Where did
6
she
months
get a
total.
wooden spoon?
I
think she was
sleep with
high.
a wooden spoon at all times. You never know who's gonna sneak up on you.
For
It's
soup?
handy. Also for soup. Also for soup. Yeah.
There is literally no one out here except us.
But you all is who could, you never know. In a group of 360 people, one of us could be a little bit creepy.
That's a good point.
Someone who perhaps,
Justified.
hasn't done the training and is kind of here purely by the whims of some cookies.
You could say that, yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
You know, it's...
Should I make you a hot chocolate? Would you like?
Well,
hot
bedtime.
chocolate?
I would love a hot chocolate. All right. Well,
All
Um,
right.
good night, Quinn, Gurgle. Anything
Yeah.
difficult about the task before we go to bed?
No,
No.
nothing difficult. Let's do push-ups
Yeah,
again.
plants look great. So just make sure you check on the yams. They're like kind of my favorite.
All right.
All right.
I have a good yam recipe. I can share
Oh.
it with you when you wake up. But you have a little nap. You rest your pretty little face. All right.
We'll do. Owen, you good? How's the sleep? How's it feel?
Pretty good, I mean, it's not a restful sleep. It's almost like you shut your eyes and you wake up and your fatigue has almost been pulled out of you by force. I wouldn't want to do it
cool.
all the time, but it's you feel rested.
I haven't had a sleep that good since I was a teenager. When you have too much sex and you sleep for a day.
That's all right. That's
very
the image I needed.
Very impressive. I bet you were quite wild when you were a lot younger.
I'm still wild. I'm sprightly, 72 years young I am.
Owen chuckles. All right, let's work our way through this then, shall we?
Right. So you guys check the logs. Of course, you see the same question, and you also come across that 0.00238 with no context at all.
What do you think he meant by this number?
Having
Is this
done
relevant?
having done the training, is there any way for me to interpret what that number means?
Eventually, you would end up doing the same checks. So when you do your check of trajectory, you're going to find out that you're off by the exact same amount. And no, it's been course corrected, so you can see that in the
Oh, okay, cool.
in the spacecraft.
All right. I mean, at the time that I read that, he won't have no idea, and he'll say, "No, I don't have any clue." But it looks like we're supposed to be doing these logs to I don't know, maybe check to see how we would handle a situation like being trapped and stranded.
Oh. Well, what do you think? If we crash landed on this planet, how would you restore the population? Because I might be sprightly in the bedroom, but I wouldn't be able to procreate anymore. I don't think, anyway, unless they have some science stuff that might allow that.
I mean, perhaps.
I'll certainly give it a go.
I'll certainly
Give it
try.
the old college try.
When I conceived my son, it was all about the positions.
That is very weird. When I had when I had my daughters, it was something we decided, and we conceived on our honeymoon for our first, and one of our anniversaries for the second. But I don't think position was really a factor.
Oh, okay. Well,
But
each to their own.
But I think as important as increasing the population is concerned, I think immediate increasing of the population would be detrimental. You see, if we lack the infrastructure to be able to support multiple people, considering, of course, that the female members who are childbearing and wish to do so would then be unable to perform certain tasks and duties in order to maintain the infrastructure.
Careful now.
Careful. I mean, a pregnant woman, for example, would not necessarily be
Yes.
able to do long journeys to, say, fresh water or go mining and still maintain a healthy...
You'd be surprised what I achieved while I had my 3 children.
Well, allow me to put it this way. There's
The
a lot...
spoon just gets higher and higher towards.
It is, I feel, not right to send people who are in childbirth out in such dangerous situations. And I have been brought to be a gentleman of this variety where if that is the task befitting of you, then that is it. It does not mean that all women must fall into this category. There are plenty, of course, who will not be, in that situation. But as pregnancies go on, they then need to care for the young, which, of course, then also becomes another duty that gets put in. And if we are lacking, say, food and fresh water and shelter, these things will, of course, be problematic. So I think over sex, for example, I think population control is going to be the most important thing in order to ensure that that it is able to sustain the population that we have before expanding it to more and more.
Yes, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. Our counter offer, pregnant women produce food source.
Well,
With good protein for bones. And if we don't have water sources,
Sorry, I feel like I misheard you there. My English is good, but I think there's perhaps.
I thought you were from New York.
I am. I don't understand. Are you suggesting we eat children?
No.
Oh, okay, good. I was just worried there for a second when you started
No, I'm
talking
suggesting
about...
that if worse comes to worse, we could breastfeed the entire crew.
Ah, right. Okay. I didn't understand when you started talking about bones, and that worried me for a moment, as I thought perhaps you were suggesting we eat small babies. But now I have understanding now, and that's fair. Okay. I mean, I suppose, but again, one cannot live off breast milk. We would need to...
You don't know that?
I'm just going to...
You know what? In my log, I'm going to write down... farming. I think farming's a good idea. I think what you said about water sources, finding water sources and shelter, that's a great idea. And then, eventually pregnancy and potential protein through breast milk. I think that would be very vital.
I'm not inclined to disagree with anything you have said.
Good.
I would also
So
probably say that one thing we should probably look at doing is looking for some means or measure of salvaging the wreckage in order to create the communications back to Earth. Just because
That's very smart. Yeah.
just because our ship is incapacitated does not mean that if, say, we have access to the cryopods, we can't send out a signal and perhaps have people send resources, supplies, or even rescue. So I'd also add that to the lung as well. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is very, very
Constructive conversation.
yes.
you guys write that all down in your logs, and during your checks, you guys notice that there's a new spectrum of color coming from the planet when you do your spectograph, you know, there's a new thing. There's no explanation why. You guys can't see anything different. It's just there's a new it's specifically related to radium.
Oh.
Is this good? Is it bad?
Could be either, really. Since Berthina has a background in chemistry, would this be a bad sign?
The one of the things that could mean is that they misjudged because of the distance, or the instruments were wrong. And now that your guys are getting closer, you can sense something new, or something has been added onto the planet. Either an asteroid collided with it, or something like that.
Oh, look, dearie. This could be a complicated element. I will say, sometimes new ingredients get put into a dish, and then it's not exactly what you intended to eat. And I think maybe we are heading towards a planet that has a lot more radium than we assumed, and that could be quite problematic potentially for landing. You don't want to be affected by any sort of nasty chemicals. You don't want any bugs now, do we? Don't want any forced bed rest, because we're on a mission.
Again, I feel as though I've spent most of my time in America, but I am barely understanding this English. But I think what you're trying to say is that sometimes we need to prepare for the unexpected, and I agree. I think we'll just have to see what is there when we arrive. But let's also add this for the next crew to be able to keep an eye on as well.
And maybe masks. We should get some face masks and bio. Do we have any bio suits? I feel like that might be safe to use.
Yeah, do we actually know this planet has atmosphere? That's a good one.
Yes.
Yes.
It does. It's just got more radium, which is,
It's like, it's got oxygen.
I think as long as we're wearing protection, always wear protection, we should be fine. It should be fine. Back in my day, if you scuffed a knee, you'd put some very harsh chemicals that were then banned on the planet right onto the wound. It did cause some problems, but you rub some dirt in it.
So you guys log that stuff after after you guys get tired and want to switch out.
Rub
you guys
dirt
switch out.
in wounds.
Good for you.
Yep.
Climatize to the planet.
Yeah, we swap out.
Owen goes to bed, and as he does, he sort of closes his eyes and says a quiet prayer before climbing in. Because whether or not it's intended just the topic of like the fact that we might crash is like, it's terrifying. Like we're literally in a void with like even just thinking about like how long it would take for help to come and get us it it shook Owen a little bit. So he says a quiet prayer before he goes to bed.
Lovely.
Nice. Eventually, the rotation comes back around to Gurgle and Quinn. And you guys see all of the answers that everybody's given and the notes. But on your checks, you guys also noticed that the rotation of the planet is wrong. The rotation of the planet was similar to the Earth, and it had a tilt similar to the Earth, causing seasons. But the rotation of the planet seems closer to Uranus's rotation, which is completely on its side.
Uranus.
So the rotation of the planet happens to be on an axis parallel to the sun.
That's not right.
And that is not what has been recorded.
Something looks strange, right?
Yeah, that's not right. It shouldn't be sideways.
That's not good.
I reckon it's been smashed.
I mean,
I reckon an asteroid smashed it and it's turned over.
is that how big does an asteroid have to be to do that?
Oh,
How does
pretty
that
big.
work?
Pretty big. I think
The
we wrote
magnetic
that
field
down.
reflects the magnetic field. After you guys check, it shows that the magnetic field is still with the poles, so it does seem like maybe something smashed it and tilted it on its side. And like you guys said, it would have to be something massive.
Yeah, something smacked it, I reckon, and it's still got the magnetic field though, so it's still got atmosphere, but the seasons will be all screwed up.
How many seasons? Wait, how long has time passed since we've been awake?
Yeah, how long has it been?
Well, if you guys have all rotated once, I think that means that it's been 1 month.
Sweet.
It's been
Okay.
1 month of 1 month people being awake, so that's 1/3 of 100 years, so 33
So about
years.
33 years.
Okay.
So, so I'd say
So the planet we're going to is not going to look like the planet that we see when we land.
no. It's probably going to be all scorched on one side and cold on the other, is it? Because it's pointing at the sun. But it's like sideways to the sun, and then like if it's so if it hold on, Google goes off to like a utility cupboard and gets a football. So wait, and he gets a torch, it's a flashlight. He puts a flashlight down and he goes, so if it's spinning this way, then it's going to be facing the sun on the pole at this time of year, and then it goes around this way, and then turns the flashlight, and it's going to be spinning around, and then you'd have a different season every day.
Wait. Let me grab that real quick, and then Quinn just starts like drawing over it to pretty much look like the map. Okay, so all right. I'm really bad at looking at it. Yeah.
It's not good that Quinn and Gurgle were both described when we introduced them as
Again,
not very
for the
bright.
second time.
I
We
feel
both
like
described
we
our
should
characters as
have
not the brightest.
changed the rotations. Like every time people woke up, it was a different pair.
It's just Quinn and Gurgle again. Two dumbasses on the ship. Goes around, and then around it goes. So like 6 months later, do we know how long the year takes of this planet?
It's about a year
About a
on
year.
Earth as well.
So
Okay,
about
so it's
6 months
it's
later,
same
it'll be
size, same
winter
everything,
again.
basically.
Yeah.
So then it'll still be, but the summers just won't ever have nighttime. So it'll just be like Earth, but like more extreme.
No, we'll just have. I mean,
Just
we'll just have like
You just
different.
got, it's fine.
farming
You just
area,
gotta
that's
li-
fine.
Yeah, just got to live on the equator. I think it'll
Yeah.
be fine. I'll
Good,
write it
good.
down. Live on the equator.
so you guys log all that. And
Quinn has not
you-
been logging each time. It just has not been logging.
I'll be doing my logging. Because I'm used to having to log things as a scientist. I do have a degree in.
And there's an emergency. You guys find some steps to topograph the planet. So you guys start that, but it takes a long time because the signals have to be sent back. So
Yeah.
you're not going to see it until the next time you wake up. But you guys do start that process. And
Just
then
reading
whenever
through the
you're
manual,
ready-
just pressing the buttons, it tells me. I'm like, okay, this is okay. That goes safe. Girls, this look right. This look right.
Yeah, I mean it looks alright. I think.
Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. Cool. And,
Where are you from, Quinn?
oh yeah, I'm actually from I'm actually from Nevada, Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vegas, baby. I went there on a party once. It was fun.
Oh yeah. It's After you get off the strip, it gets dirtier somehow. I don't know why
Even
people
dirtier
chose
than
a
the
desert
strip?
to settle in.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, yeah. What about you? Where are you from, Gurgle?
I'm from all over the UK, mate. Mostly down south.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
How, all your life?
Yeah, most of my life I've been travelled a bit, you know, just like got out and about, do a bit of exploration when you're younger, you know, but then settled down, got my degree.
Oh,
Just
wait, wait, what?
what?
Degree? Degree?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. I mean,
What are you saying?
yeah, that's great. That's in. What did you study?
Physics. So like kinematic physics, mostly motions, frictional forces, projectile motion, that sort of thing.
Quinn is just stun locked. He just stares openly into the abyss, realizing that he has not done anything as a gig worker. I was a good farmer.
Right. Well, better work out. That's number 6 on the list. It's the only number that he's worked out. He's memorized of the chores list that he has to do every day.
You want to play some footy? He was gonna.
Yeah, let's play some football. Smash
Hey,
something
hey.
that shouldn't be smashed. Whoops. Put that ball away. So we should probably wake up the others.
Ah, all right, yeah. I'll go wake up Owen.
Yeah, I'll wake up the old lady. Wakey, wakey, rise and shine.
Ah!
Hello, how's it going? You all right? It's me.
Oh, hello, dearie.
How you doing?
It's nice to wake up to your face.
Did you?
Buck.
Oh, you. You're such a flirt. Did you sleep all right? Or like cryo
Oh.
sleep all right?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
My
it's time to
bones
get up.
feel younger.
Oh, maybe it's a de-aging cryo sleep.
Maybe.
I heard about cryogenics. That's like it makes your skin all young.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's
There's a place
why I
near
look
my
like
place.
this,
Yeah, a
isn't
place
it?
at my place that did the acupuncture and the freeze. I can't remember what they
Don't
called it.
hurt your brain too much. You need it for later.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna go to sleep.
All
think you're
right.
on with
all
Owen.
right. Oh yeah. Love Mr. Owen. He's good fun.
Owen's
Oh,
putting on his
stretches and
shoes.
getting to sleep.
Yeah, it's
Hi, Owen.
Good morning,
it's you
Regina.
and I again. It's you and I.
Did you?
Not sick of me yet?
No, of course not. I love our conversations. I learned so much. I learned so very much. Did you sleep well?
I did. Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
Mr. Quinn, did you encounter anything untoward while you were on shift?
I'm not gonna lie. Nothing really. Nothing. I don't feel like nothing to be concerned about. I mean, yeah. Did you know Gurgle's a doctor, or scientist?
Yeah. Physics. All
What?
about the motions.
No.
Yeah.
It's it's fascinating. I'm very. That's amazing. It's a wonderful achievement. I wish I could have gone to school when I had the opportunity, and I was very jealous.
You don't have a degree?
No, unfortunately, I do not. I finished school quite young to take care of my sister, and just never really had the chance, to be honest.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh, I just give Owen a hug. I'm so happy.
oh,
Oh, okay.
hello.
All right. I didn't go to school either. Okay.
Oh, this
Oh.
It's okay. I mean, you look. I will tell you this: the measure of a person is always the value they find in themselves, huh? And you have done great work already. Look, you have come aboard the ship, and you keep things well and truly in order while you are on your duties. You're doing good, Quinn. I'm very proud
Yeah.
of the work
I
you've done.
also got onto this ship.
That's
It is true, but you
again
know a lot
blankly
about.
stares into the abyss, thinking about what's gonna happen now.
But
you-
I do have a degree in biochemistry. I dabbled in it. My late husband, he was very fascinated with that kind of stuff, and so we did some study together. I got very invested. When you learn more about the body, you can do more things with your body. That's what I learnt.
Fair enough.
I'm learning. I'm learning a lot.
I've learned so much already. And
Uh,
all right, well, sleep well, Quinn. Bonne chance, and I will head out and
Yeah.
begin the tasks.
Yes.
Which part of South Africa are you from? Paris.
I'm from New York in Johannesburg.
Paris, South Africa.
Yes, New York, South Africa, Paris, Slavia.
Got it.
So, so you guys check the logs, and after a few days, the printing of the new updated map comes through. If you look at it, you can see obviously a lot of it has changed.
Holy shit.
An asteroid has impacted the planet and has changed its rotation. It's no longer similar to Earth and is entirely horizontal, parallel to the sun. This will have unknown consequences, but will create extremes on the poles. So temperatures in excess of 400 degrees Celsius in the summer and negative 400 degrees in the winter.
This is why it says live on the equator in Gurgle's log. It wasn't live, it was live.
Right.
I thought he was talking about that, like streaming. My grandson does streaming.
Yes, my daughter keeps showing me this boy she really likes. Walks around without a shirt on skateboards. It's very, it's still quite strange.
This doesn't sound strange to me. She's just learning about the world.
You guys also see a note in between there that mentions that one of the members is pregnant on board.
Well, it wasn't me.
Um,
Which one of our members is pregnant? That's exciting. When did that happen?
2 days, and they got busy. They got down to it.
Well, someone who clearly does not read the logs, that is for sure.
Which two people did we wake up that got frisky in
Depends.
the hole, and now we've got a baby on the way? That's so exciting.
It depends if they read your logs or my logs. Because my logs specifically said banging.
My log specifically
Mine
said,
talked about procreation and breastfeeding. That's exciting. Maybe we
the-
influenced them, Owen. Maybe we got them in the mood.
There's also a report back with the map that explains that the radium coming from the planet is not lethal. It's similar to wearing any glow in the dark material or anything like that. It's not dangerous. So
Right.
it'll
So
be
down
okay.
to the plants, we will glow in the dark.
That's exciting. I've always wanted to glow in the dark.
Yeah, I've always kind of had a fascination with bioluminescence. Very
Hmm.
interesting, very pretty,
Yeah.
beautiful. No.
Lots of colours.
You know, I
Sorry, before we
No.
move on, do we know which crew member is pregnant? That should probably be a really top priority, because I'm going to make some soups. I'm going to make some, you know what? I'm going to go to the kitchen. I'm going to pre-make some meals. So when she wakes up, she's fully fed and ready to go,
I feel as
because I
though
think that's important.
I feel as though the meals have been rationed out very, very specifically.
Oh,
would
have they?
It was very clear on the resources being managed in a very particular fashion.
Oh.
I mean, but you know what? I think celebrating is very important.
I'll
yeah.
make a yam cake. I'll make a yam cake because I know we've got some growing. I'll go bake something up. And write congratulations on being pregnant. I might run out of letters or room, but I just think that would be really lovely for her. Do you know her name? Is she in the log? It just says someone's pregnant.
Yeah, Sarah's
Sarah.
pregnant.
My heart.
Do you know which one Sarah is?
I just need a minute. Sarah's the name of my daughter.
Number 46.
Oh, is your daughter pregnant?
No, it's not. No, she's not here.
Well,
It's
she
just-
might be.
It's
It's been about 30 years.
it's a good
I think it's
point.
been
Almost
66
40.
years now.
It's been 66 years. Maybe she was pregnant. Maybe she did have a baby. That's
true.
exciting.
It is. I could already be a grandfather. Maybe even
You
a
probably
great-grandfather.
are.
It's-
You probably are. If she was watching naked men on skateboards back in her teen years,
No,
I
no,
would
no.
say
That
you
was
probably
Maria.
are a
Maria was
father,
watching
a
it.
good
Sarah was too
grandfather.
young for that, and you know what? No, Sarah is a good girl, and she doesn't look at naked
Right.
men on skateboards. She's going to be a nun. She's going to fall in love with with the church, and you see that this bothers Owen, the idea of his 4-year-old girl being interested in boys. He's just no. It's anyway.
Well, she's, it's been 66 years, so she's 70.
Well, that does
now.
not mean. Well, I am still her father, and that's
Okay. Well, yeah. Owen, I'm gonna go bake a cake. You struggle with your internal thoughts about sexuality and your
I'm
children,
going to.
all right?
Yes. Yep. I'm going to
right.
do this very much.
Wonderful. And then when we're done with that, we wake up the next rotation.
Before we do, I'm going to have Owen just kind of looking at the logs, like kind of like checking on the health of everyone, Sarah included. Like, I think for Owen, the passage of time, the idea that he's missed out on 66 birthdays, 66 wedding anniversaries, the growth of his daughter, like he's not turning around and sort of stifling the growth of his child. He is lamenting and mourning the loss of her entire childhood in what is the blink of an eye, and that is what he is grappling with as he is checking on all the people, and he probably checks on Sarah like 3 or 4 different times separately, knowing that it's not his daughter, but kind of maybe she was pregnant. Maybe I could have been there in another version of life. He could have been there and been the pop to some grandkids, but not to be.
Great. So you guys continue to rotate out. You guys find out that that Sarah got permission from the captain to be the first woman to give birth on planet
Yes,
Xeno
she
1099, and she is going to stay awake for a longer period of time, in an additional 6 months. During the time, it's going to take away some food, but there's room for it, so it's not a big deal.
Turned out it was the captain who got her pregnant.
Yeah.
So he had reason to give her permission for it.
The scandal.
I like a little bit of gossip.
So you guys, the captain wakes everybody up. It's time to begin phase 2. You guys are close enough. You've come out of light speed, and he wakes everybody up, tells everybody to read the manuals for the second phase. The second phase is called the observation. In this phase, we're going to be making sure that the air is breathable. There's not any parasites that are going to immediately kill us as soon as we get on the planet. Things like that. Safe places to land and all of that good stuff. Let me go ahead and drag you guys.
I love what's written in phase
Yeah.
2.
Yeah, phase 2.
Yeah.
Freaking rude.
Evil.
Shoot,
Evil.
I forgot to copy it over. My bad.
I think I'm going to check on Sarah and make sure I'm, making lots of food for Sarah.
Okay. Did that update?
Yeah, at some point Quinn's got he's making like a little stuffed animal out of some of the stuff he has in his backpack.
Do we have a doctor, or was it my daughter that was the doctor? Because am I delivering a baby? Is that what's happening? Oh. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Kendra was a midwife.
Ah.
Oh.
Okay. You guys have one day for messages that were sent. Everybody's family made a message as soon as you guys left, and they sent it one day behind you guys. So it's going to catch up to you a little bit after you guys get there, and you'll be able to read all those. You get happy messages from your families, and you'll all have a little bit of time to watch those privately.
Oops.
You guys have 3 months here to explore the planet, and then after that, we're gonna pack up and head home. Immediately after the first day, everyone is required to rehaul the soil in the biodome. You might have noticed the crops started getting less flavorful and less food was being produced. This is because of lack of crop rotation. and there's not enough people to awake to do full maintenance to take care of that. So at this point, you guys are all going to be pretty much farmers, and you're going to follow the farming instructions that are listed below in the biodome itself. Xenop 1099 also has a moon named Solus Reflectus. You may inspect and look for life on the satellite if you want, but no signs of possible life come from that rock, and it has no water and is made up of almost all one rock. During the rehaul, man stations for the deployment of air probes. Before using landing probes and getting to Xenop 1099, we must ensure that we actually breathe the air, don't die. The information we have gathered shows clear signs of oxygen in the atmosphere. The probes will go to the ground level in the 5 main continents. After, they'll collect their samples and they will return for examination. There's also an experimental sea probe to get samples of seawater. We already know the seawater is unsafe, and you must find fresh water. Examine the samples one by one. They should all be within 5% tolerance of the planet. Might be too unstable for safety. Examination instructions are below. If the samples are all clear, all members need to prepare for the landing except 4 members, which must remain on the ship for emergencies. The probes seat 4, and they're exactly 90 on the aircraft.
I'm gonna
We
assume that
recommend
it's gonna
landing
be
near-
Sarah. The 4 that stay behind. It's probably Sarah.
And probably
Joey,
the captain.
Wink, wink.
Tim.
Yeah, yeah.
Tim.
Just 4 rounds.
We recommend landing near each other, but if an air probe says it's free, it's safe, you can go land wherever you want. The probes will automatically bring you back to the ship when you're ready. There's instructions in case the probe gets damaged.
Okay.
In the event that some are broken, we would highly recommend returning home with additional samples from the air probes. However, if some are willing, you can still go down, but half the crew must remain on the ship. This is to ensure that there are enough people to get back home without aging too much. We only not allotted enough food for 4 people up there, and so you were correct. The pregnant lady Sarah is going to be staying on the ship. And that's pretty much it. So you guys launch the air probes and wait for them to come back.
This is very
Well,
exciting.
Really, then it's pretty crazy. This place is
The air probes end up
different. It's been smashed by an asteroid. Pretty.
Yeah.
We're gonna be able to live here, do you reckon, or what's the? Not that
Well,
not that we're gonna live here. But
As
like...
you said in your log, we can live on the equator.
Ah, you read that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could maybe live on the equator still, but like I don't know. It's just not. It doesn't seem like as habitable as we thought it was from Earth.
No,
What do you guys
probably not.
Well, I mean, it seems as though there's still plenty of green vegetation and lots of places to be able to explore. The changing of the caps might make it difficult, and dealing with the weather will be one of the harder things. I mean, there's some mountain ranges and near several forests in that middle continent that kind of looks like a man with 2 very small legs and no arms in the middle, right there. Can you see this man? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
Yeah, near where the mountain ranges are to the north. That could be a good place to find both shelter and food.
I see what I reckon. I reckon when we get down there, there'll be a bunch of dinosaur bones, but it'll be like dragon bones, and there were a bunch of dragons on the planet, and then the asteroid smashed into it, and they all died like the dinosaurs did. So I reckon there were dinosaurs and goats and manticores, but then they
So
died.
as you guys are observing the planet, you finally come around to the side of the sun, and that side that is touching the sun, it looks like it's engulfed in flames. Just huge tornadoes of fire and all hell that could possibly be on that planet is there. It's definitely not survivable. You guys notice that one of the probes did go that way. It's probably not going to return.
Don't think we're gonna live there.
I kind of want to land there. Not gonna lie.
No, you do not. That's like sticking your head in an oven, and we don't do that, do we?
Are we just going to call that entire island Australia?
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
It's on the map. It's the southern ice cap. That's pretty much flames instead of ice.
Oh, well.
So South Australia.
South Australia.
We should definitely head for the center if we're gonna. I agree. The central point is probably the least risk in terms of habitable
Yes, some of your mountain
area.
ranges is,
All right, so everybody
more,
choose.
like,
The
retainable.
probes come back. The air is correct. Everybody choose a spot where you're going to land and get in your landing probes.
Oh,
Well,
do
we
do-
should stick. We should stick together, right, Owen? We've
Oh,
been
yeah.
together this whole time. We
No.
should.
I agree. I think we should.
Yeah.
I think we should go together.
Yeah. What about you two? You want to come with us?
Oh, definitely, yeah. I can stick together in this place because, don't know what's down there. Could be
And
dangerous.
And the two people who we have to wake up are just kind of weird. They very strange people.
Yeah, yeah. One of them has a musk, like a scent. I
Oh,
just
yeah.
don't think would be very nice in the ship together.
And the other one keeps asking me about a trading card game I've never played. He has a deck,
I mean,
apparently, and
to
no
be-
one else has out of 360 people, which is not surprising, but he keeps asking me to play.
To be fair, I did notice that like the daily chore list, it has workout as number 6, and then it doesn't have wash or bathe. So like that's probably why he's got a musk because
Maybe.
it's meant to be go
maybe.
one in, meant to go hand in hand. Like you expected to bathe after you work
Yeah.
out, but like maybe you did.
Did we want to bring anyone else with us? Because Gurgle, you did mention banging. Do you like any of these people? Do you want to?
I haven't really gotten to know any of them because they've all been frozen.
Look, I'll also
Oh, that's
keep
very
going
sweet
that,
that you
that
need to know
perhaps,
them.
perhaps we should prioritize the mission over, say, the banging for now.
Yeah, I agree.
The equator, I think perhaps maybe somewhere here might be a good starting point for our group. There seems to be water, vegetation, mountains, and it is along the central axis.
All
Can we do a,
right.
f-
Cool
can we
with
do can we do a flyover of the North Pole though and see if it's all frozen and
Oh.
like
Also, I did want to mention the crater, that black spot on the map where the circles are kind of there. That's where the
Asteroid?
That's Australia. Okay.
that's Australia.
That's where the asteroid hit, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
All right. That sounds great. Let's go to the mountains. I like me a trek.
Can we done like a flyover of the whole thing though? I want to see the north and the impact zone first. Like just check them out from the air before we choose where we're landing.
Yeah, we could do that.
Okay. So you
Makes
guys get in your
sense. I'll
pods.
check it
and-
out.
You guys get in your pods, and on the map, the way that you move is by selecting a location on the map. So you just push your finger on where you want to land, and that's where you're gonna go.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Where we're
Easy,
gonna
super intuitive.
where we're gonna land after after we've checked out because you said the southern ice cap is all fire. The northern ice cap we do a flyover and it's all frozen ice.
It's all ice.
Yep.
Yeah,
And then
and it's very extremely cold.
and the impact zone crater seems to be like middling weather, but still just uninhabitable because it's a.
I believe that's where all the radium's coming from.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
was checking.
You're gonna get a good.
Yeah,
good
I think the
glow-in-the-dark
closer
session.
we get to the impact zone, it might get a little trippy.
1 second,
know?
please.
This one definitely does look like the best thing because it's going to be half a planet away from the impact zone, so it's going to be the least radium, hopefully.
Hopefully,
Um,
yeah.
It's going to have. It seems like it's got a lake right in the middle there, so it might have a source of fresh water.
I can't click on the map.
Not clicking and holding.
You got a long
No.
press. Long press.
Oh, yeah, long press. Yeah, see. Well, I might be
Learning.
old, but I can learn new things. You can teach
Can
this
teach
old
an old
dog.
dog new tricks.
Hi.
Yep, cool. We
Not
start
wrong
heading
place.
down. We start heading down here then. I reckon north of this lake.
Yeah,
But
kind of near
like
the
in
mountain
this
areas there. Yeah.
like in this
Okay.
plains right here.
All right, cool. I'm gonna bring up the map. Sorry, I
Because then we're
logged
hopefully
in as-
close enough close enough to freshwater lake, close enough to the mountains for shelter and caves, and close enough to the forest for.
And if there's
Vegetation
any
and some
storms
variety.
that come from the radium, then we've got those mountains as sort of a buffer.
So you guys select that. The launch happens shortly after. Everything goes by smoothly. There's no big problems.
Hmm.
You guys land. The air pod opens up. You guys do still have your shields on or whatever, but it does there's a big green light on the safe to breathe air on the air pod to let you know that you guys are able to breathe there. You don't need to worry about taking that off if you want to. And oh, that's too loud. And let me pull out the map. So there's a bunch of locations. Obviously, that's a location you guys chose. This looks, when you guys land, it looks similar to the way Avatar looks. If you've seen the movie, bioluminescence and a lot of the plants. The planet is gorgeous. It's grown with vegetation, and there are not any animals that you guys can see eating any of it. So it's full control over plant growth. So there's a large plants that are here, and massive growth. Let me pull out this is where you guys land in that area. Let me pull. That shouldn't be a token, whatever. See if I can get a good.
Ooh,
Map.
that is
Oh, fancy.
beautiful.
Rookhead, River Spine. What the heck? There's civilizations.
Wait, is this? I'm scared.
Ignore
No,
the-
ignore the text.
Yeah, ignore the text for now.
There's a
So
graveyard in Maplewood.
after this. I didn't expect you guys to go here first off.
Ah.
always keep your GM on your toes, everybody.
These mountains are
And-
beautiful. Look at this view. It kind of makes you forget that you left your family behind and everyone's dead, don't it?
Yeah, they're all gone.
For years, hundreds of years.
Hmm.
Yeah, well, 100 years.
Little tear just down Owen's cheek.
They're all dead.
Yeah.
Bit crazy, especially because they just sent us all those messages. It's like listening to them and being like, "Whoa, this
Yeah,
person's
my
been
my
dead for a
daughter
while."
was very angry.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. But she's
Yeah.
dead. She's dead
Yeah,
now.
she's dead.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do I undo
Would
that?
You had
didn't
granddaughters,
mean
yeah.
to write
So
I might have great granddaughters. Well, yeah, we
Grand-
might have
great
great granddaughters. But Kendra definitely no longer with us.
she's gone. She said she was
Yeah.
46. Yeah,
She
she'll
was
be
46 when I left, and
She's
so
gone.
now it's probably she's
Even your
definitely-
granddaughter, was like 12 or something, and she'll be
12, yeah, she'd
112.
be
She might be
112.
around. She might still be around.
Modern
like-
medicine these days is
Yeah.
pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, people. So
Maybe.
oldest woman got to like 120 something. So
Yeah.
maybe.
When-
Not living a good life though. She'll be probably like housebound.
I
or
don't know
something.
if she's got my genes. She's gonna have a good life until the day
Yeah.
she dies.
Yeah. Your daughter's dead and all, isn't she? That's rude, isn't it? Sorry, I didn't mean that. Like, I'm just saying that, like, everybody.
It's
pretty
everything's
crazy.
okay, Owen.
I think some people have a bit more sensitivity when it comes to
Yeah.
that.
Sorry,
yeah.
I never had kids, so it's like I don't.
No, it's
So-
all right. I understand you mean no harm by it. It's still just very difficult.
She'll have kids though. She'll have had kids. Yeah.
I
You
hope
had
so.
two, didn't you?
I do. Yes. No. Maria and Sarah. They hopefully lived very full and happy lives and had families of their own, and it would have been nice to
Hey.
see.
My mate Ribbit was having a kid. His wife was expecting when I left, and I told him to name him after me. So maybe they did. I doubt it.
You're going to name the child Gurgle.
no, my real name.
Oh, what is your real name?
That's for you to find out later, mate.
Well, that was provocative. Should we look at these mountains?
Yeah, well, I mean, let's go there.
Your mission while you guys are here is to collect as many samples of everything that you can find, including bacteria,
Oh.
any single cell organisms that might exist, every different plant, vegetable, or anything like that that you guys find. You guys are
Wonderful.
to get samples of that, so you guys all have the tools and equipment required for collecting all of that stuff.
I'm very good at foraging.
Very loud. Sorry.
No, we used to go hiking quite a lot in the hillsides. I think this will be a lot of fun. You know.
Who wants to have a bet about whether there's animals here or not?
Ooh, I'm ready for the bet.
Yeah.
What do you want to bet? What are we betting?
Are you saying there is animals or there's not animals? What do you reckon?
I'm betting there are. I want to see a space goat.
Oh. All right, you reckon there are? I'll say there's not then, just so we've got a bet going.
How about we change the bet? Let's change the bet. What type of animals do you think we're gonna see first?
Oh well, we're gonna see because there's got to be animals here.
Yeah.
I reckon there's gonna be like a I reckon it's gonna be like a dragon, like that fella said. But it's not gonna be a dragon like we know it. You know how the Chinese have different dragons to what we got.
They're like long, sort of
yeah,
tubey
long
ones.
dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's long dragons, and then there's like fire dragons, and then there's like I went to Machu Picchu once, and they had different dragons in their history too. All the different cultures in the world have different dragons, and I reckon there's going to be another different type of dragon that we can't even imagine. But it's definitely
Like
gonna
a
be
round one.
Oh, round dragons, like ball
like
dragons.
An orb dragon.
All dragons
Yes,
with
an
wings.
orb dragon. That's
my
a good.
vote.
That's
I'm
a very
taking that.
creative idea, isn't it?
Taking
All
orb
right.
dragon, it's going to be on the planet.
All right, I'm going to take the safe bet and say that there will be crabs. You know, apparently according to evolution, most things eventually, one way or another, keep resulting in crabs. So
Like freshwater crabs, because the oceans that we tested, they weren't very livable here.
that's true, but we still might see crabs
Yeah.
of some kind. I mean, maybe toxic crabs, maybe
Toxic
maybe
crabs.
maybe even some lake crabs. You know, some sort of crustacean with
I was very lucky I never got crabs.
Yeah, the trend towards more people shaving these days meant that pubic lice started going
Yeah.
out. Yeah, it started
Yeah.
going extinct. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, I don't
Well,
think
I
there'll be
mean,
pubic lice here.
I wouldn't also say latest. I mean, that was like that was a long time ago now.
Oh, they might have been gone all the way back around. They might have huge bushes now. I still don't think there'll be pubic lice on this planet.
No,
So you guys-
no.
You guys report back in every day, reporting what you guys find and all that kind of thing. You guys have found zero evidence of any animals.
I reckon they're
Even
invisible.
checking in the water, there seems to be
Invisible orb
no,
dragons.
even like single-celled organisms don't seem to be existent.
It's odd.
Bollocks.
That's
There's
disappointing.
definitely plants there. That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, what's the veggies look like? Are we a little far with
Yeah,
this?
how does the plants decompose when they like fall over and that? There's no bugs, no beetles to like eat them, or like little beetles.
Maybe
How's that
maybe the plants are the animals. Have we tested the plants yet?
I think the question is, have any of the trees been heard that have fallen over? I think that's the big
Yeah.
question.
Yeah,
If nobody's here to hear them.
Because there's no animals.
And well, with an abundance of life, I mean, if the trees do eventually fall or bits break off, then they might just simply serve as nutrients for the other ones.
What does it sound like on this planet?
like the freshest air you've ever smelled.
It sounds like the freshest that you've ever smelled.
I could take that. I'll take that.
That
That's
is
pretty...
amazing.
I kind of love that.
I
So,
imagine
the
very
captain-
soft.
So the
Yeah.
air is breathable
Yes.
without soups.
Yes.
That's pretty
Oh.
cool. That's useful.
Is the water? Is the fresh water here at this lake? Is this swimmable?
Yes, you guys check the chemistry of the water. It has been declared that it is very pure H2O, and you guys can drink it.
Wonderful.
Hey.
I go skinny dipping.
Oh, Athena, come on, love.
Oh, it's very tight, dearie. I've had a lot of work done.
Okay,
Keep my body fresh.
Took that off in a heartbeat.
Right.
You're
Okay.
waiting 100 years for that.
Look, it's yes. No, look, I think perhaps the excitement here is definitely palatable, but I'm going to keep my eyes out and see if there is anything like
Woohoo!
landmark wise on the horizon. See if there's any shelter places for us to at least start beginning to make our way towards.
I mean, choose your poison. You know, there's very large
Extra
forest to
poison.
build shelters in, as well as mountains and foothills with some coverage in caves. So anything like that you guys have found.
Do we have
You also
tools?
I mean, not necessarily for building anything, but if you were, if you're creative or enough, you could give me a IQ roll.
You know what? We haven't rolled. I'm gonna do the first
Haven't
roll.
rolled anything.
We haven't rolled anything. I'm
After
gonna roll
2
this
hours.
one. Yep, let's do it.
Go
IQ
for
rolls.
it.
That is our intelligence roll, yes, or is there a separate stat for it?
Yes, it's your intelligence roll. So anytime that you are given a task, something that isn't automatically completed, you are going to roll one of your stats. And you have 4 main stats. If everybody wants to open their character sheet, you have 4 main stats. You have toughness, which is your hit points and your strength, and it's also in charge of life saving throws. So it's kind of like how well you can survive. Dexterity is pretty obvious if you played any other games before. That's any physical feats like climbing, falling, picking locks, things like that, sneaking around. IQ is for mental feats and for casting effects. I'm sure you're very familiar with that. There isn't a list of skills in this game, so everything is based off of these 4 stats. Whenever you're going to do something, I'm going to give you a difficulty. In this case, we'll give you a 12 for difficulty, which is the target. If you look under the stats, there's a target. You can just change that to 12 or any number that you're rolling against. And when you roll a stat, there's a button next to the number. The gray one is just rolling the stat. It won't ask you for a modifier. If you do have some kind of plus or bonus modifier, then you can press the orange one, and that'll give you a little prompt for that.
What? How do we know what our stats are and how much we can allocate to each?
Very, very good point. I should have started with that. So this is a point. This is a point-based system, and in this game, there is a 5-session pre-run always for every single campaign, because every campaign is significantly different, and because of that, you can't necessarily know what you want to take before you get involved, right? If a game master wants to use perception all of the time, IQ might be a lot more important. Or if they're doing puzzles all the time, IQ might be a lot more important, and you didn't realize that. So it allows you the flexibility to change whatever you want at any point. I recommend starting with 200 character points and kind of building your character out with that. Each stat costs 5 points. If you put your mouse over any of the text, a little tooltip will pop up that if you put your mouse over the stats, all stats cost 5 points, and they're also the minimum that your roll can ever be. So if you have an intelligence of 12 right now, which is the difficulty to make a tool for whatever you need, then you automatically succeed and you don't even need to roll for it. Uh-oh.
No.
Did we go over the time?
No. That's fine. We are good. I just needed to put the character sheet on so that we could all see the cool stuff that is happening that you were talking about visually. There we go. So there are our 4 stats: toughness, dexterity, intelligence, and damage. I've set the target number to 12. We have 100 points. It says I've spent 11 and I have 89 available because they've gone between my hit points, my max hit points, and my defense.
Wait, are we starting with 100 or 200?
200.
Oh, we're starting with 200?
200, okay.
Ew. Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to add that one then. All right.
200 is the equivalent of an experienced adventurer. 100 would be an adult human. A 0-point character is a 9-year-old basic human child.
Okay. I'm going to say that Owen is quite intelligent, and I think a target number 12 is something that he should be very, very good at. So I'm going to go with... How many points can I put in anything? Can I just put however many? Or
Yeah, however much you want. Yep, however much you want. There's no limit on anything spending points.
Up to 40. Okay.
Well, 40 is 200 points, so...
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry. Each stat goes from 0 to 40. Very good.
Okay. Cool. In which case, I'd say Owen's more intelligent than the average person, but mostly like street smart. So I'm gonna go with 25 points for my intelligence.
Oh wow.
Yep. Is that a wow? I just assumed a 20 was like in
15,
the.
You've got 15 left to spend on the other 3.
Oh, okay. Oh, 40 40 between them. Okay.
We've got 200 points to spend.
All right.
So you have 40 points total to spend between them.
Okay, so I'll spend 15 points. Okay, hang on. Let me do this. I'm going to spend 15 points on intelligence.
Oh, you were saying points. You were saying you were going to spend 25 points, not make your intelligence 25.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
okay.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's totally
Sorry,
totally.
I thought you
yeah.
meant 40. I thought you meant 40 points each, and then we had the 200
Nope.
points to spend from that. This makes way more sense. Okay, so I'm gonna spend 15 points for his intelligence, and my target number is 12. And given that, I'm gonna roll that, which means I get a 20, which is a success.
Success. Yeah, and if you put your mouse over the 20, you can see that you rolled a 5 and your IQ is 15.
Easy.
Success. So
Yeah, the audience can't
you
see that
created
one because our chat's a little too low, but that's okay. Nope,
Oh no.
that's not gonna work. Okay, never mind. But that's okay. It's there. You can all trust me.
Yes.
What's everybody else
you're
doing for
able
their stats? What? Just while we're here, what's everybody else doing for their stats?
Oh,
I'm-
do we allocate all our stats now or as we need them?
I think
You can
it's
do it
as
now
you-
or as you need them.
Okay. I'm confused.
The best part about this game is during this pre-run, especially for first timers,
Yeah.
as you roll, if you think that you should have succeeded, you can increase your stat at that point to make sure that it would have succeeded.
Oh, as long as you've got points left to spend.
Right,
Oh,
right.
so we
But
can
in the
just
pre-run,
save our
pre-run,
points.
there's no limit. In the pre-run, you have unlimited points. 200 just kind of like a marker point, just kind of say, I want to start
okay.
as an experienced adventurer. But if you end up spending 500 points, there's no problem. That would just end up being the start point of every single person's character after the pre-run.
Gotcha. I see. I think.
This is a very important part of the system. I play with a few different types of players. I'm sure you guys play with a bunch of different types, but there's certain players that want to play. They want to be a badass. They want to be somebody who can fight all the time. And then there's certain players who they don't even care about combat. They don't want to be a part of it. It doesn't, And to make a badass, a superhero character, you have to spend a significant amount of points.
Yeah.
So in systems where you're limited to level 1 or to 100 points or whatever the limit is, what you're doing is you're taking away the fun of the player. And I wanted to make sure that this system allowed for everybody to have fun and just remove that limit on the player entirely. And all that happens is after the pre-run, if somebody did spend 500 points, well, now the other players have an extra 300 points to spend on whatever they can be creative enough to add to. So it's perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I see. Okay, that's cool. All right, so in which case, I'm just gonna go with just these to see how they work. So I'm going with damage 10, intelligence 15, dexterity 10, and toughness 2.
Oh wow.
2. You're only gonna have 4 hit points.
Yep.
Wow.
My character was was in an accident. He's not a tough boy. He had to do several life-saving operations, which is why he had to quit his.
I just didn't realize you were such a weakling.
Also, didn't you do one-handed push-ups at the very
Yeah,
beginning?
you were doing 100
Yeah,
push-ups.
well,
What
I
the hell's that
mean,
about? You can't do that
but
with
that's
the toilet
because
with that.
I'm punching the ground and dealing damage to the whole ship.
No,
right?
no,
Okay.
can't do 100 push-ups with a toughness of 2.
Okay, how does toughness and damage work?
So in a lot of games, I noticed that there's an imbalance in if you want to be a mage or a cleric or a tank, it's very hard to balance out the damage. So damage is one of the special stats in this game that kind of balance out that matter. And in most part, damage could be 0 and it wouldn't change your character at all. Damage is specifically made for breaking inanimate objects. Whenever you're breaking an inanimate object, I'm going to give you a difficulty for whatever I think the difficulty would be to break it, and you roll that stat against it. But it's also your minimum damage and the damage bonus that gets added on whenever you're dealing damage with anything. So in this game, there's only 2 ways to deal damage, either through attacks or through effects. Effects are like spells. They're the spells system of Forge. And
Okay.
so attacks always use DX as the hitting accuracy. Spells always use IQ as the hitting accuracy. And damage is the stat that both of them use in order to deal damage.
Right. Okay. So I might switch those around a little bit and go with toughness of 5, dex of 10, damage of 10, and int of 12.
All right. And hopefully you noticed when you increased your toughness, your HP went up. So you can't buy HP individually with points. Toughness is the only way to increase your hit points, but it's a minimum of 5, so it can never be below 5.
Cool. Cool.
All right.
I think this is might be a good time to call it, guys. I'm sorry we didn't get more into the character sheets.
That's all right.
I had already told Dag that there wasn't going to be any combat in the session, and hopefully we could get to the planet. I had a little bit more planned, but you guys do excellent role play, and I really enjoyed it the whole time. So I was just kind of letting it roll by. I didn't plan time for the excess dialogue. It was great and wonderful, so I wouldn't change it. But we didn't get exactly to where I wanted to get, but it's okay.
All good. It was fun.
That's all good. I'm excited to see how the characters get built next episode.
yeah.
That's going to be cool.
I love the fact that we got here without rolling anything up until the actual end, and then we still don't even know what we got.
Truly.
That's true. That's true. And I'm not gonna lie, I did kind of cop out. I'm like, I don't want to fail. I'm gonna make my rank the thing that I need because
How we OP in this? Yeah.
yeah.
And that's the best part, though, right? Is you get to decide what you would fail at. I mean, that's you're building your character, you're forging your character as you play. You get to choose what you're good at.
Yeah, absolutely. And I dig that. I think that's a really, really cool way of kind of doing it. Now, I'm not gonna lie here. The reason why I was really keen on this was because I'm a builder. I love taking my character at the start of a game and working through all the rules and figuring out what I want to make and what I want to play. So this thing of like doing it on the fly is really fascinating, and I'm super glad that this is our first episode that we got to like really kind of feel each other's characters, because next episode we're going to do a lot with what we have here and start exploring and feeling around this system, which is going to be absolutely great. So thank you, Rick, for showing this whole journey into Forge. We are going to be doing a 5-episode series. So there's this episode and the next one next week, and then I guess we'll see where we're at that stage, because lots of cool adventure-y stuff and story plots should be well and truly underway. So yeah, thank you, of course, to the wonderful players as well. Please be sure to check out none other than Robert Hartley, GM, the amazing host of Viva la Dirt League Dungeons & Dragons and writer and author of the Viva la Dirt League D&D Logic series, as well as Quinn, played by our wonderful detective Tato, who is, of course, a voice actor and performer, entertainer in the film industry over in America, and the lovely AJ Winters of Winter's Tales, who is a professional entertainer, streamer, and actor, and the herald of the Chronicles of Erowyn, which are available on YouTube for viewing pleasure. And guys, I've been Michael. I'm the Dead as a Gamer. This is my place. This is my face. And you can find it here a number of times during the week. Next game that we're on is on... actually, no, I'm not here. I'm Careful Cantrip. That's the next game. Next game, I'm over with Careful Cantrip, playing Basil the Nightmare Wizard, so be sure to go and check that out. And if you want to, please also go and check out the website for Forge, which is there in chat as well, so that you can keep up to date with all the cool stuff that is happening. Everything's still in kind of like a developmental stage, so do forgive some of the stuff that hasn't been put up there yet, but rest assured, more details will be to come as this show and this adventure unfolds. We are now, however, going to raid off and say farewell as we go and visit Darling Creepshow, a good friend of the channel. Creepshow does a ton of really, really cool art streams and stuff, but right now they are playing Dragonfire in Cormia, a Dungeons & Dragons adventure. So be sure to give them the warm raid as we enter in, and as always, from us to you, game hard or die trying. Bye, everyone!
Bye.